Good morning, everyone. I thought, how about a different angle today? Hi, how are you? Terry Hardin's legendary Imagineer here, Walt Disney Imagineer, if you will. And I've been in a plethora of things, Ghostbusters, Men in Black, etc., etc. And it's because of my work and appearances on the Ghostbusters, not as this, but I was the terror dog that Sigourney Weaver turns into. Therefore, I was in the refrigerator and the closet, as well as with the team who did the bed scene for the Rick, when the Rick Moranis character is having his party. And so many of you wanted to talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife, wanted to know my thoughts. Well, I'm not going to do any spoilers today, guys. I will definitely talk about it, but just wanted to tell you that I saw it and overall I liked it. So how about that? Whoop, whoop. If you're just joining me and you've never been here before, many people come here because we talk Disney. I share a lot of stuff. I show you what I'm sculpting. I am, as far as Disney, I am the person who created the Dragon's Lair in Paris. Yes, a giant dragon resides underneath the castle in Paris. And also what is deemed the best Big Thunder Railroad ride, where you board it on the mainland and you go up under the water and up onto an island. It is a very, very wonderful attraction, and I was with the Imagineers who created that, among other things. So that's the Disney side of it. I also do sculptures and figurines for people, for all of you, the collectors. So there you go. If you are joining me and it's not live, please post in the comments where you're from, what you're up to, etc., etc. I would love that. Love to know what you're, who you are, and just say howdy and how you found me or whatever, and subscribe if you like, okay? All right. I also promised people, and I'm going to go back to this camera. I also promised people that I would talk about the Patreon page. Can you believe it? I always talk about it. Those of you who are been subscribing and have watched every single one of these, thank you very much. I always talk about the Patreon page. Why? Because I would love for you to be a part of it. I don't make well, let me just say, it is a subscription page, a place where we can get together and meet. I was going to say something, but it really wasn't. It really didn't. That's when my freeway brain happens. But anyway, here is where you can go to find Terry's Tribe on Patreon. So Patreon.com/Terry Hardin is going to take you directly to Terry's Tribe. And for $5 a month, $60 a year, you can be a part of this tribe where it's artists, enthusiasts, creatives, non-creatives, brilliant people of all walks of life gathering together to help each other, to talk about a plethora of things. And we talk about a plethora of things. What do you get for your $5 a month? You get a broadcast that happens before I do this broadcast, which means every Monday and every Friday you get your own, and a private Facebook page. Many of you would probably like, yeah, I have a lot of private Facebook pages, but this is a really good one. People share their experiences, talk about their art. Sometimes they go step by step. Many will offer it to you if you're trying something new. Maybe you're learning how to draw, or you have a child that wants to learn about art. This is a great place where you could be there, and the children can ask questions. Anyone can ask questions. And it's per household. You can actually come in for the Zoom call, which happens every Wednesday. So this Wednesday, we voted as to whether or not to have a Zoom call, and everybody voted that they wanted to have one. So this Wednesday, we have a Zoom call, and we have a Zoom call every week as much as I can make it happen. So you get a Zoom call where you can just sit with us and talk. We talk for about an hour, sometimes more if we're really getting on a subject. And those other two things I talked about. And then you're the first to know about stuff. There are other tiers on my Patreon page. One lets you see behind the scenes. One lets you learn some things. But I encourage you to do, I don't necessarily have a lot there yet in the teaching one. Next year, I'm going to do some tutorials for you. So that would be the time to join that tier. So right now, kind of floating the bottom two, because that's a great space for you. And I'll let you guys, I let my patrons know, I let the tribe know first when there's a higher level, if they want to get involved in what it's going to be. It always starts there first. So if you want to lend your voice I love it. There are people in there from all over the world, I'm happy to say, who tell me what's happening in the world and their perspectives on it. So you have a point of view. We all celebrate and support each other. We don't talk a lot of politics. However, Bob Chapek has come up an awful lot. They just can't help it because they're a little, how about you? Are you a little hurt by this person? Has this person made you sad? Well, apparently a lot of people are very sad by the way he is behaving and treating Disney, including myself. So we have very tight conversations. And because it's private, people can speak their mind, and what stays in the tribe, what's said in the tribe stays in the tribe. So it's a really nice thing. So if you want to do it, check it out. We won't cuff you and pull you into the screen a la WandaVision mode. We just invite you. So if you have a voice and you want to, please do. Okay. All righty. So today, just want to chat with you just a touch about Ghostbusters Afterlife, because I was a terror dog. Many people have pointed out that they saw the devil dogs in the new one, and wow, they thought of me, which is very sweet. Thank you. Strange thing, and I don't know if it was intentional or not. When I watched the movie, the terror dogs were reversed. They were flipped. And I found that very interesting. Don't know what that means. Doesn't matter. Just was something that I noticed. And not like I'm looking, But overall, it's a fan film. Okay. And notice how I said that. I didn't say it's a fan film. I said it's a fan film. So it felt like some of the fan films that I love to watch on YouTube. There are so many fan films that people do that are often much more, better written, better executed by fans for fans than a lot of movies that we're watching today. Would you agree? If you do, there's a comment box. If you don't, there's a comment box. But it seems like that critics, and I don't know if it's critics, anyone who has to critiquing it, anyone who's giving you their thoughts, let's say that. So not necessarily critics who criticize, but critics who give you their opinion on films. So like me today, I'm a critic because I'm talking about the Afterlife and what I thought about it without giving you spoilers, okay? So I also puppeteered this guy, not this guy, but the Marshmallow Man. I left him in his bag because no reason for me to get him all dirty. I actually worked on this little fella here. And I puppeteered the face with a team of puppeteers. A lot of times when you're doing puppetry, it's not necessarily like Kermit the Frog and Jim Henson. Kermit the Frog, when Jim did it, was a sock puppet that he did all by himself, right? But when you have a puppet like, say, Miss Bunsen Honeydew, or... well, even the animal, when the animal needs to have two hands working and one head, you always have an assistant. So puppeteering usually means team activity. So in no way am I saying I puppeteered the face of the Marshmallow Man all by myself. I was with 3 other people and we made the face articulate, while my good friend Billy was inside the outfit. So this is the big Marshmallow Man that I worked on as well. Also built him with Billy Bryant. So shout out to Billy. And so it's cool. But what I meant was giving your opinion about this movie. It opened this weekend on Thursday, and many people went to see it. And of course, everyone wrote to me and said, have you seen it? Well, I saw it Saturday. Very special. That I got to see it Saturday. And it was a fan film. And some people who give their opinions professionally about film said fan film. And it kind of sounded like they were upset that the film hadn't been created for non-fans. You know how it is. You're a fan of certain things. You're a fan of something and you kind of want to see certain things. I.e., I also did the Country Bears, okay? Disney did the Country Bears with Henson Studios, and I played Big Al and Trixie, all right? But if you've seen that movie, what's missing? What's missing is Big Al singing Blood on the Saddle. Had it been a fan film, Al would have sang Blood on the Saddle, right? I mean, that's a no-brainer. That would have been one of the first things you checked off. Do you agree? When you saw Country Bears at Disneyland, everyone loved Big Al and Bullet on the Saddle. So why wasn't it in there? I rehearsed it. I recorded it. I even shot it. We even shot it. Yes, indeed. But it never made it to the screen. And that is because the movie was put together by people who weren't necessarily thinking about the fans. And they were to a certain extent, but they weren't. And they didn't trust their movie. That was one of the early movies, Country Bears. And a lot of people started, dissing it, saying it was a terrible movie before it even hit the screen. So if you look at how its box office was, it was terrible. But because we had it out on DVD, it rose to being one of the top 5 family films of that year because it's cute. They did several things they shouldn't have done, which was feature the people. And forgive me, I have to have my breakfast at the same time I'm talking to you. They featured the people in the Country Bears and not the bears. I mean, I don't know a lot of people in the Country Bears attraction, but if it was a fan film, it would have had more bears and it would have had blood on the saddle. So back to Ghostbusters Afterlife, because I'm sure you're wondering, how is this the same? Ghost bears, right? Here's how it is. Ghostbusters Afterlife was created and designed and executed for fans. They actually created it for you, fans of Ghostbusters, the one that I was in. And so I'm a fan of it too. So when I watched it, I found this entertaining. I found this to be pretty nice. It's a love letter to the original Ghostbusters that I was in. And it was nice to see how many people loved it because they actually, I really got a strong... I've been through the years since I made it. Many of you weren't even born when Ghostbusters happened. I shot this movie in 1982. It released in 1984, just so you know. Many of you have a birth year that's far beyond 1984 when I'm shooting this film, yet you love it. I have photos, beautiful photos of people. Let me see if I can find one for you. One that's very special to me, if I can find it. I'm going to look through my little Rolodex here and see if I can show you the picture. I think I have it in here. It may or may not be in here. And if it's not, boo-hoo, I'll just have to dig it out later. And I promise I will dig it out later. But anyway, many of you were born later and you still love this movie. And I'm so touched by it, the fact that you do. In fact, a lot of times I will see, what I was going to tell you is little Ghostbusters, kids who are 2 and 3. One was dressed as the Marshmallow Man. The other one was dressed as a Ghostbuster. And they're 2 or 3 toddling around. There was even a couple when I was at one event who had done the baby carriage like the Ecto-1, and their baby was dressed in a Ghostbusters outfit. So this just overwhelmed me how this film, which in some areas you will agree isn't the most revolutionarily created, because at the time we were just crossing over into CG. So when the dogs run in the 1984 version, they have a halo around them and they're a little fuzzy and everything. But we did what we could with what we had, and it still was a super big hit. And it had great, funny people in it, and it was a lot of fun to do. It is one of my favorite movies that I've been a part of, and I'm honored to have been a part of it. And to see this movie celebrate that movie for what they call the fans was a joy to behold. I was actually directed by Ivan Reitman, and his son Jason is now, Ivan, I guess, was really proud that his son decided to direct this movie and do it with the heart that I felt. I felt there was a lot of heart in the movie. There was a lot of love. And I think if you are a fan of Ghostbusters, it's worth going to see. I think it's worth going to see, and go ahead and see it in the theater. And if you can, go on a day when maybe you're with not a lot of people, okay, where, you are jeopardizing yourself during the pandemic, but go with enough that you can react and get excited with fellow fans, okay? Because it was very enjoyable. All right. I felt the opening moved slow, and I always put a little caveat on myself about a slow opening because I'm in the film industry. So a lot of times movies will move at a different pace for me in my viewing. But I had, first of all, we went to the theater, my husband and I. We did the lounge seats, which I don't know why you wouldn't do those. You automatically do those lounge seats because you're comfortable. I usually bring my long coat and use it as a blanket, so I'm all toasty underneath. It kind of makes me feel like I'm at home with a big screen television, and I just love it. But it also distances us, okay? It distances us. This way, there's walls in between every row of seats. So for COVID-19, it actually works. Yeah, better to keep you safe. On my right and on my left, I had little kids. Okay, not alone with their parents, of course, but the little children were, because you kick your legs out in the lounge, the aisles are super wide. For those of you who haven't been in a theater in a while or are going lounge seats, what? Yeah, really nice cup holder, place for your popcorn in your lap. I mean, this is really amazing, right? It's amazing, right? You've been there. It's amazing. Yeah, post in the comments how amazing it is, right? But the kids can move around. So if a child gets a little antsy in the big lounge chair, they can kind of step out and be in front of their parents. Maybe they can stand and watch the movie a little bit. They don't bother anybody. And as long as they're quiet, they can move. So the little kids were bouncing from mom to dad, cuddling in between them, all masked up, completely adorable. But they kept saying one thing throughout the first part of this Ghostbusters Afterlife, and that was, where are the ghosts? Where are the ghosts? Where are the ghosts? So if you're a little kid, 3 years old, asking where the ghosts are, the movie is moving slow. Okay, so that's how I gauged it. All right, I didn't do it based on my opinion. These are 2 or 3 3-year-olds that were had seen the original movie and wondering, where are the ghosts? So, it's safe to say that if little kids are going, where are the ghosts? That could have done with a little bit of editing in the front. But other than that, wonderful film. Highly recommend you go see it. Try to la your way through if you can't see it right away, because there's a lot of people that are going to spoil it for you, tell you, talk about, chat up some of the special moments in the film that, again, were designed just for you. And I don't think you'll react as well if you know them ahead of time. And they're really fun to discover all of that with the filmmaker, right? Filmmaker is sweet enough to do this for you. It's nice to watch how he unwraps each gift and celebrates the original, and how you feel as you ride along with him through this whole thing. There are several things that maybe in December we will talk about with spoilers, and I'll caution you with spoilers, and I'll get more specific. But right now, it just opened last weekend. So it's really not fair to do the spoilers unless there's somewhere that they warn you that they are going to do spoilers, because there's a lot of people that want to talk about it with spoilers. But I won't do that right after the first weekend. But I thought it was nice. It had a lot of stuff in there that celebrated it, that I thought was successful, and a few things that I didn't think were successful. But I mean, nothing, good for them for launching it. Good for them for doing it. And it just touched my heart. It just showed me, when you're going to make a movie and have a movie in the theater, you got to be pretty sure that a lot of people are going to come and see it. Yes. So for me, it was a real wake-up call on how many of you truly love this movie. So many have told me how much they love Ghostbusters, and I've seen babies all the way up to older people dressed as Ghostbusters. Plus, I have spoken with and am very honored to, and if you are watching this now and you are a Ghostbuster group who wants me to talk to your group, whether on a Zoom call or on your special Ghostbusters podcast, write to me, okay? Let me show you how you can write to me if you want to, because I've spoken with Ghostbusters all over the world. Ghostbusters Germany, Ghostbusters UK, Ghostbusters Australia, Ghostbusters, you have all of your Ghostbusters group who have built, who have created everything from the Ecto-1 to the proton packs And it just knocks me for a loop. I'm so excited to speak with you and to see how well you do stuff. So you can write me, Terry at terrihardin.com, or just go to terrihardin.com and sign up and then look for my email and you can write to me and I'm happy to speak with you, you Ghostbusters aficionados out there. I was also going to show you these lovely cards. I only have a few done by a Ghostbuster enthusiast. So I knew you guys loved this movie, all right? I knew you loved it. Okay. I just get more and more and more overwhelmed by the fact that you love it so, so much. So a while back, I signed these Ghostbusters authentic autographs, and it's a picture of me. You saw this on the thumbnail today. It's a picture of me with my dog. And on the back, it says what it is. Aren't these lovely? Has the certificate of authenticity, my name, and the thing. And I have a few of them here, just a few. That's all I got, right? Okay, but he had a bit, and he is I'm going to give him a plug here. He is Hastel Toys and Collectibles. He's a really great guy, and he does a lot of collectible things. And here are the cards that he asked me to do, and I officially signed them. And this is my little what's left, for me. He may have a lot, but this is what's left for me. So yeah, just a trading card. Let me get that out of your face. Just a trading card. So it's about yay big. You can see right here. But anyway, so there's all kinds of stuff like that. Or people send me the Marshmallow Man. Here he is. I also got sent my dog. So you guys are just really wonderful and sweet to take care of me as far as the collectibles available. And then I think I heard a critic talk about the video game. So I actually have, because I have footage in the video game of my dog, and I might even speak it and I don't remember. But because the video game has all that stuff, I also have a Slimer that flies. It was like a little statue you could get if you bought the video game early. And I have a copy of the video game. Never opened because I can't play video games. They make me motion sick. So I have that package too. So there's been some great things, letters from you, things that people are excited about. So I want you to know that if you need to write to me for any reason, or you are one of those amazing groups from all over the world who are actual Ghostbusters, and you go around and spread the Ghostbuster love to your various townships, communities, countries, etc., and you want to have a chat with me, I am more than happy to do that. I am absolutely honored that you guys love it as much as you do. Sometimes when you do a film, you're not sure of the love of it, and Ghostbusters is the gift that just keeps on giving because you guys just keep loving and loving and loving it. And talk about it, share. You do documentaries about it. I had a documentarian come down here, and I had actually had this huge banner for Ghostbusters 2. I was not in Ghostbusters 2, nor did I like it that much, but that's okay. You don't have to love every movie, but I had a banner, and this guy just went crazy when I gave it to him. I autographed it and gave it to him because what am I going to do with it? Why is my autograph even good on it? Because I wasn't even in that movie. But yes, and if you watch the credits and you can't find my name, there's a great story there as well. In the original Ghostbusters, the producers decided, the effects person was Richard Eklund. You remember that he did things like Brainstorm. Well, if you don't, let me remind you, he is an amazing visual effects artist. And he was very hurt and heartbroken that many names were left off the list. Now, Ghostbusters was my first huge movie. I had done Dune, which is so interesting that these two films have their homages, if you will, in the same, like within months of each other. I just talked about Dune not too long ago because I worked on that film, the original, and there was that film. And then from Dune, I went over to Ghostbusters. And the thing that was cool about was just amazing about Ghostbusters, we were all comrade in arms. Okay, we shot at a place called Boss Films, and we were at a studio called Maxella, and I got to work with some of the best, which was great. But in afterwards, we went to a screening of Ghostbusters, and afterwards, people were kind of quiet and standoffish. And I thought, oh, is this the way it is? You're friends when you're on the movie, but not when you're away from the movie. And I soon learned at the after party, Afterlife after party, at the after party, which was a beautiful place on the beach, I got to actually sit and speak with Richard Aykroyd, who said he was terribly sorry. He apologized to me and said, "I'm sorry your name wasn't in the credits." And I said, well, no, but it's my first film. And he said, oh, well, the reason people weren't talking to each other is because I had promised every credit would be in there, and the producers found a loophole and they cut a bunch of names out. So what did Richard do? He did this. I'm going to show you right now. This is let me just tab it. Can you see it? It is a full page Variety ad. And here it says, Ivan Reitman and Columbia Pictures wish to thank Richard Edlund and the Entertainment Effects Group and Boss Film Corporation. And they listed all the names that were left out of the credits, including mine. Okay, so here's everybody in the credits. I could even roll it for you, but I should make it big so you could kind of see it as I scroll. But here, right in the middle, can you see it in the very middle? TERRI HARDIN, that's me. So how exciting for this full page ad in Variety to be released. And the date was 1984, I believe. And Columbia Pictures did it. And there we are. So people who do not see my name in the credits and say, baloney, yeah, 84, June 26th. How about that? Very kind of them to do that. Didn't have to do that, but Richard Edlund said he was going to do that. And forgive me if I said Eklund, because my best friend's name is Eklund, so it's Monday. Give me a break. Richard Edlund, sorry, Richard. I meant Edlund. It just came out. My Mondays have gremlins all the time. When you get to know me, you'll know that the gremlins are rampant on a Monday morning. So forgive me, Richard Edlund. That's what I meant. But in any case, wasn't this lovely of him to do that, and the Ivan Reitman and everybody to do that, just to let people know that we were all involved and we were grateful. We were glad to be on it, and it was just loads and loads of fun. So I do an Ask Me Anything every Friday, if you want to ask me questions, but I'm going to go over to you now and we can discuss that stuff. But Afterlife was really nice, and I'm sure everyone who was involved in Ghostbusters 1984 would be super touched. I mean, you can't help but your heart feeling a warm fuzzy about stuff. There are things that were in there that were, well, we'll talk about more specifics later, but just overall, it leaves you with a warm fuzzy feeling, and I hope that you feel the same when you see it. So go see it if you're a Ghostbusters fan. If you're not a Ghostbusters fan, then spend your time going seeing what you are a fan of. Was that a crazy thing to say? It's a totally crazy thing to say, wasn't it? Oh, silly me. Yeah. And that's how it goes, guys. If you're new to this and you're watching this and you're saying, wow, this is a little strange, it is, because I'm a little strange. I do all kinds of things. I sculpt for the fan base, for the Disney enthusiasts, and I'm doing some of my own stuff now. And I speak on podcasts, and happy to be a guest if you need it. I'm about giving back. So I speak to people about art, and that's why the Patreon page was created, even though I wasn't sure. I was quickly creating my Patreon page to help a friend of mine out, and I'll explain that later if you're interested. But the reality of it was, I was dog pedaling at the time. I just got it done because I wanted to help somebody out. If she honestly had not been the person who recommended me for Patreon, I probably would have put it off. But it developed, and I always say jump and figure it out on the way down, and I still say the same thing today. Ghostbusters, when I auditioned to be the devil dog, terror dog, as I call it, the question was, if a girl is inside the dog making it come alive, would it have more feminine attributes? And just so you know, the answer is yes. And I climbed up into this monstrously heavy dog and performed it, and they liked it, and I got the job. And yay, what a great opportunity for a young puppeteer and actor to be a part of one of the biggest films in history that just keeps on keeping on, doesn't it? Keep on keeping on. Yeah, it still does. And because of you guys, it's so touching. I've seen you guys send me pictures of you guys in your full on Ghostbuster outfits with the proton packs and the Ecto One, and I love it. And if I'm at an event where I don't know, I have never been to an actual Ghostbusters convention. I don't even know if they exist, but I have been to cosplay events, you know, conventions like Worldcon or Monster. Well, not Monster Palooza. That's not the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of Kamikaze Con. Is that the one? Yeah, Kamikaze Con. That's Stan Lee's deal. That one had a lot. I mean, yeah, you get to see all you guys doing these super cool outfits that just blow me away. I used to cosplay in my day. It was called a costume competition, but some of the stuff you guys do blow the doors off some of the stuff I did. Just amazing. Full-size bumblebees and articulated characters from those from these films that you love. And I remember back in my day in 77, I was impressed because a lot of people figured out how to build the stormtroopers. And I was like, how do you do that? You know, I was just trying to figure out how to create a character during the Star Wars stuff. And I was like, I don't even know how to do that plastic mold making stuff. But there were tons of stormtroopers and they were just dazzling back in the day when we did that. So, but a lot of people are Ghostbusters. Like I said, a baby carriage that looked like the Ecto One, wheelchairs that are the Ecto One, and the person is dressed like a Ghostbuster. I just want you to know that on behalf of everyone who worked on Ghostbusters, you touch our heart. You really, really do. And let me see if I have something for all of you fans. Just from all of us to all of you. Here you go. Here we are, the cast, a lot of us who worked on this stuff. You have Steve Johnson and you have Mark Siegel. They're posing next to Slimer. And then what I'm not showing here, which is down below, I don't see Mark, who played Slimer. Mark Wilson was actually the puppeteer for Slimer, and he's down below with his hands. I'll have to shoot that picture so I can show you him. And then you have Randy. You see Randy with the pipe here. He's an amazing animator. He did the animation for the dogs, and he's the one sitting astride the dog. That's the male one. He has the longer horns. The male has the longer horns. A little FYI there for you. But there's something for you guys who love Ghostbusters, and a little thank you from me. Okay, let's go over and chat with you and see what you have to say today. Happy Monday. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get the good stuff out. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're going to spend time with your family and friends or your loved one. You know, I have to be honest. I really love those moments to be with my husband. Many of you may or may not know that I am a pumpkin sculptor and I play a judge on Outrageous Pumpkins. Now, why am I bringing this up during this Ghostbuster thing is that what happens to a married couple. So, okay, I'm married to the love of my life, brilliant filmmaker, Emmy Award-winning filmmaker. He's amazing. And he understands the pumpkin in me, if you will. So from the end of September till about mid-November, he's a pumpkin orphan. Okay. He doesn't get to see his wife very much because I'm teaching and I'm speaking and I'm carving. So he understands. And then he has to deal with his wife after she's all done on November 16, kind of going. So as a result, turn and face the crowd if I'm going to use this camera, right? So as a result, him being very understanding, it's really nice to have a few of those coffee moments where you and the one you love have coffee or a drink or something, like drink meaning not necessarily alcoholic, but you're getting together with that person that you love and spending a day or so. We always do Sundays, but during that time, I'm just not around. I'm teaching, demoing, blah, 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 blah. And if you've looked at some of the other pumpkin sculptors, many of them who have been contestants on Outrageous Pumpkins, their spouses know the same thing, that their wonderful, amazing spouse is going to be super busy during the months of late September, all of October, and early November. We're just working like crazy people. And so the first thing I did when I was able to come up for air from this crazy experience that I do is I made my husband breakfast in bed, and we sat and had a coffee and chatted about things that, you know, couples do, which was wonderful, lovely, and fantastic. So because of that, it's just he's just, you know, you get with someone who's just so wonderfully understanding because they understand you being in the industry. This is what happens if you're shooting a movie like Ghostbusters. The same deal applies. You know, you'll be weeks shooting it, and sometimes it's very early morning to very late. Sometimes you're on location. In the case of Ghostbusters, we shot that mostly, the stuff that we did, we the puppeteers, the crazy people, we shot that mostly on set, including the final sequence when the Ghostbusters meet Gozer the Gazarian on top of the apartment building and blast her. Yeah, that's happens. Now, we were on a different set. We were actually at Boss Films when we were doing the Marshmallow Man, because that was what was called a composite. Early Ghostbusters. Early CG for Ghostbusters. This was when CG was just coming into view. And so I'm going to show you a couple of shots that you may enjoy just for your, I mean, I hope you'd like to. But I'm going to show you, here we are. I think that's my only on, here we are. Okay, so here's Bill right here. Here's Bill. He's the one in the green elf tights. And my friend Diana is holding up the suit. I'm standing there, and then he is taking a break after being inside the suit. And these people that you see here are Ghostbusters puppeteers, right? So here I am with Bill in the suit, and what my job was, how do you like that hair? My job was to keep him feeling cool and comfortable by sticking an air tube, what appears to be the backside of the poor little Marshmallow Man. And actually, it's just, that's the front view suit. So he's inside in between takes, and my job was to just make sure he's taken care of. And we all pitched in to help each other. So that's kind of what that is. And this is one of my favorite pictures with Billy Bryant. I don't know what I said, but I didn't mean whatever I said. I mean, it's Monday. So if I said Beretta, Billy Beretta was Earl Sinclair. Just chalk it up to me being 65. But it's Bill Bryant, and Billy is adorable. So Billy, if you're listening, my apologies. It's just my Mondayisms going in there again. Feel free to call me Terry Who anytime you want, Bill. But here he is. You can see how big the suit is for the giant Marshmallow Man in comparison to Bill. And Bill is reading a book. What he's doing there is reading a book. So Bill had a library of a couple of books inside the suit, and then in between takes, when he could have the head off, which you see facing backwards there with all its electronics, he could read while waiting. So that's what's happening there. I thought this was just a really great behind the scenes picture. So I'll share that with you today, since you are fans of Ghostbusters, and you're going to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. It just gives you a chance to see some of the behind the scenes of what occurred. And there's more, but you can always ask me about it on the Ask Me Anything Fridays. This Friday, I will not be doing an Ask Me Anything. I'm going to be spending it with my family. Happy Thanksgiving. Please do so too. Try not to be, try to get together with friends and family, or call someone that you haven't called in a while. Make those connections, okay? Because they're very special. And even if you're by yourself, make a connection with someone you haven't visited with for a while or whatever. Wish them a happy Thanksgiving. Make sure they get a little warmth, and so on and so forth, okay? It's a good time. I mean, maybe some of you are thinking, why do you have to wait till the day? Well, you don't, do you? You can just go for it. Right. Let's hear what y'all have to say, okay? All righty. Shelby says, hey, Terry, happy Friday. Hope you liked the recent Ghostbusters movie. Yes. And for people like you, Shelby, who sound like you liked it too, thought I'd show you a couple of things. Yeah. Really, really cool. Matt says, here we go. Yes, come on, everybody. Here we go. Good morning, Bonnie. Woohoo, says Matt. I like to say woohoo. So thank you, Matt, for allowing me to read your woohoo. Hi, Lori. How are ya? Good to see you this fine, chilly morning, which you can see I'm in my orange, super orange. You know, my husband is always like, be sure you have color. Well, this is color. Woo! This is my shark bait shirt. And it was for a 10K, 5K, 10K that I did. And isn't it cute? Very cute. I love it. I just like how happy that shark is. So here we go, says Matt. Terry, I think I need to update my card number for the monthly fees. May I ask if I do this on the website? Yes, you may ask. And yes, you contact Patreon and they'll walk you through it if you need any help. But go on the website, click on your particular membership, people you sponsor, and it should guide you through. But if you need any help, hit that chat box or search box and get some help directly. They're much better than when I started. They really are pretty efficient now, Patreon is. And so thank you for asking, Bonnie, because we miss you. And it was great to see you the other day, but we always miss our tribe. Matt says, yes, indeed. Yes. Billy Bryant, woot, woot. Yes, exactly. So Billy and I worked on several films together. We were on Dune together, working on that. And then from there, we ended up on Ghostbusters together. Now, what if you guys have interviewed Bill, is that he actually designed and he came up with the concept of our Marshmallow Man here. So he came up with this concept, but his initial design that he made didn't look like this, but he did a prototype. That's what you do. And then he got inside it and performed it. So, and then it grew after they bought off on his original design. Then he could fine tune it as he did and bring in other artists. One of those was Lucky Me to help him build it. And several of us built it, and we built quite a few of them, actually. We built 18 suits. 3 of them were hero suits, meaning that they were the ones that did not burn. The 15 others were for that burning sequence. And there was also a foreshortened one that reached out during that, when he reaches for you. So we did all of that together, and it was great fun. It was really great fun. Yeah, we had a really, really, really good time on this movie, and a really, really good time on the build. So if you're interested on that behind the scenes and how we built him or what we did or what it was like, it was a very, very tight schedule. We were working long hours for a while there, and we were all exhausted, and it happens. But the production went through and saw that we were a little bit spacey, like I am sometimes on Mondays. And they decided to give us 1 day and 7 to rest, because for a while they were having us work all 7 days. But if you've ever worked a job where you don't have a day off, 7 turns into 14, turns into 21, turns into, you know what I mean? So the later it gets without any kind of a break or rest, the people start to get a little bit spacey, and they kind of like, just passing through. So you get all goofy and you don't get work done. So they saw that and they said, hey, we got to give them 1 day and 7 to rest. And there's a reason that God said 1 day and 7 to rest, and they learned it. So with that 1 day and 7 to rest, we could rest or get laundry done or plan our meals for the long 6 days that we did, and so on. But when people work together and they just have one solid goal, as we did with Ghostbusters, it turned out to be this beautiful film. And I actually listened to Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and Ernie Hudson talk about the film. And of course, Dan Aykroyd talked about writing this movie. Forgive me. I don't know if something just decided to, I don't know. Let me have a cup of tea. That was really just an excuse to have a cup of tea. Ooh, ticket on my throat. But the writing of the film between these two, these amazing people, Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd, coming together. I'm sure Bill had a hand in it too, because he tends to love to put his thoughts in there, and they were tight. They were tight friends, right? The sadness is that there was a small, altercation between them, and you lose this between friends, and then the next thing you know, you wonder, was it really worth that long anger session when you could have maybe been together? But they can only be the ones that tell you that. But on the film, we had a great time. Everybody was lovely, and it was a lot of fun. And Bill Murray played all kinds of pranks on me because I'm gullible. I just was, and so it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun. And now as we watch Afterlife, it's just lovely to see how much you guys love it. It touches our hearts very deeply how much y'all love it. So thank you, Matt, for that woot woot. That was very appropriate. Ghost bears might have been cute. Pretty neat idea, Jill. Yes, it made me love your Ghostbusters even more. And this is what a lot of people are saying, Matt, that it just made them say, this is why I love this film. And for someone else to take the time and put it on the big screen and make it a love letter to all of you, the fans, and to all of us who did the original film, what's not to love, What's not to love? Seriously. I'm really grateful it was made. I thank Jason Reitman. It touched my heart. And Jason said he kind of molded family, which is what he likes to write about, with the Ghostbusters theme, making a nice little sandwich, right? And I thought it was a great idea. So I was touched by it. So yeah, go see it if you're a Ghostbusters fan. I feel like the nostalgia present in Afterlife was necessary, not just because to bring on old fans, but also new ones. Not to mention it was well executed. The actors and actresses were great. Shelby, I had so much fun with it. The lead character is absolutely adorable. And the two, I would say, young leads podcast was the second one in my mind. I thought they were both really brilliant. So they did well. Morning, Janny. How nice of you to pop in and say hello, busy lady. I know it's not Thanksgiving for Canada, but happy Thanksgiving, because I know you had yours. Yours is earlier, I think. But I always like to. Hi, Leo. Leo, I did watch that show you told me about, that all of a sudden I was able to say it today, and now I can't say it, with the football quarterback. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you for suggesting it to me. Colin on Netflix. Wow, what a great show. And I was going, yep, been there. No, yeah, yes. It was neat to meet. It's great. So, yay, lunch with Terry. Yeah, I'm thinking we do that at Knott's Berry Farm. I think it would be a great thing for us to get together and do, if you're so inclined. Could you tell when puppets were used? Yes. Yes, indeed. I certainly could. And in some cases, they seem to be a little stiff, so I could almost guess the material used. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, when you build puppets for as long as I have been doing, you go, oh yeah, it would have been nice if they had fill in the blank. Okay, so what does that mean to you guys? If you are a musician and you know music and you know notes and you know how music is put together and how music and sound enhance movies, does that make you think, this would have been better if, and I'm not just talking about Afterlife, I'm talking about movies in general. If you are a singer and someone hits a sour note, maybe the layman like myself may not catch it, but I'll bet you do. So this is the same as Leo asked me this question. It jumps out at me. It looked like it was not a puppeteer error. It was a puppet error. So the stiffness I saw in a couple of sequences, and now we're getting technical. I think it was that the puppeteers did the best they could with what they had. And that happens a lot in films. I'm just going to say that. But it was exciting. And Leo, they're from Canada. This was mostly shot in Canada. So Canada has very strict rules about Americans coming over and working in Canada. You have to jump through quite a few hoops. So I would imagine, since it was Puppeteers, and this has happened to me before, when it's Puppeteers, they go, look, you have plenty of Canadian Puppeteers. You don't need to bring an American over here, so. But full disclosure, I never asked. So I should have, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should have. Hello, Kira. Greetings from Germany. Hello, Germany. We love you and you're a great person. We are still grateful for your autograph. You see, Germany, you see, Kira decided to come on here and authenticate the fact that I am not BSing you. Okay, let me tell you that I tell the story of Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray picking me up to show me Saturday Night Live stuff on the set of Ghostbusters, okay? If you haven't heard that story, ask later, not today, on the next AMA. But a guy looked me right in the face after I told the story and told me he didn't believe me. He thought I was blowing smoke. And I answered, and the only reason I'm telling you this is because you don't have to get upset. You don't have to, be all flustered, because it did happen. You just sit back very calmly and look them in the eye like this. So you kind of sit like this, let them spiel to you. Don't like it. Don't believe you. And then you turn to them and you say, so does your opinion mean it didn't happen? Your opinion does not mean it didn't happen. And why should I worry about your opinion? The answer is I shouldn't. So no more stories for you. But just because someone doesn't believe you doesn't mean it isn't a valid story. So thank you, Kira from Germany, for pointing out exactly. I love when other people just validate. But there you go. People have said, I don't see your name in the credits. How could you possibly be in Ghostbusters? And the answer is my name was left out of the credits. I thought because I was a newbie, because, it's up to the producers what credits are in and what credits are out. And if you sit through credits today, it's bunny slipper time, isn't it? And they just keep, this is why they put Easter eggs throughout the credits, so that people will stay and see those names of all the people that work real hard, and the music is always last, isn't it? Yeah. So we always watch the credits regardless of the Easter eggs, and now it's just more fun to see the Easter eggs. So but we watch it because we're in the industry and we want people to know that we read their name, even if we don't know who they are. So next time you go, stay, right? You don't want to miss anything. You don't want to miss the Easter eggs, and you don't want to miss a cool name. Jill says, that's so cool. Thank you, Jill. See, you guys you have so much heart, y'all. I want to thank you for that. Hello, Deanna. Deanna probably had, made breakfast, had a cup of coffee or something, because she's with the tribe. So she chimes in early in the morning, and then she comes in here, which is always so sweet of her to do so, because Lord knows she's got lots to do. So I thank you for doing that. How cool is that? Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. It is. And just imagine if someone had done what was done here with Afterlife with the Country Bears. If someone had actually made a fan film about the Country Bears attraction, it would have been very, very special. And it's still special. It's still got great moments, okay? One of the things that I will tell you when watching Ghostbusters Afterlife is I couldn't stop thinking how fun it must have been to make that movie. We had such a good time on Ghostbusters, and it looked like the actors and people involved were having a great time doing and creating Ghostbusters Afterlife. And that is what really excites me as someone in the industry. I go, wow, that must have been fun. Well, Country Bears was so much fun for us to make, even though a lot of the cool stuff, or a lot of the stuff that the success of it didn't quite happen in theaters. It happened when it was released on DVD. But we had a great time. We got to work with Queen Latifah. We got to work with the Stray Cats guy. I got to work with Don Henley and Bonnie Raitt. I got to work with Christopher Walken, who, by the way, was a heartthrob of mine. He's a lust object. He was, until I got engaged to my husband. Now he's still I still swoon whenever I see him because I just think he's a great actor, and I just love Christopher Walken. The man can do no wrong. If he's in it, I want to watch it. Kind of like Dwayne Johnson. I just think Dwayne Johnson is amazing, and I just love the way he does his eyebrow and he does that little smirk, and he just is such a joy to watch on camera that I really don't care if the movie's good or bad, i.e. Tooth Fairy. I thought that he was just adorable in that. I don't quite remember the rest of the movie except for him in a tutu is darling. So honestly, there's people out there that just make you smile. So in Country Bears, we had so many. Elton John, we actually got to meet and work with Elton John. When do you ever get to have such opportunities? And you know that on Captain EO, I worked very closely with Michael Jackson. So I love what I do and what I did. I don't do a lot of that now, as the puppeteer to CG ratio is much smaller. There's less. As Leo pointed out, he saw practical dogs. You'll see what that means when you see the movie. As compared to computer-generated critters, there's more and more things that rely completely on computer-generated, and that's a different system. Not that I can't do it. I could, but just haven't pursued that opportunity. So it's all about what you pursue and how you pursue it. Doesn't mean I didn't like it. I'd love to do it, but it's up to you, right? And I've been really focused in a different direction. I've been creating some beautiful pieces for people who want them in their homes. So before the pandemic, I was going to create a man cave because as a Disney Imagineer, I created the Dragon's Lair in Paris. And this man had seen it and wanted his cave to look like a cave. So I was about to fly to his area with a couple people, and we were going to make his man cave a cave, because that's what I did and that's what I do. And I continue to be able to do it, to pull people together to make your dreams come true. I had somebody who had a kitchen who loved Donald Duck, and they wanted him to burst through their kitchen wall and hold a rolling pin and a spatula or something, and they wanted them to be interchangeable. So I sculpted the Donald Duck in the way that they wanted him to look. And then I worked with their contractors to make sure that he was retrofitted, and he's now a part of their kitchen. So this is what I do. I do one of a kinds. I do special requests, all kinds of stuff like that. And then I also do my impressions line, which is characters that are happening. And I just realized that Deanna, I didn't tell any of you guys about the Cheshire Cat again. Oh, Mondays. Let's talk. Remind me on Zoom, okay? Yeah, I was supposed to talk about my newest and latest little guy, the Cheshire Cat, with my tribe, and it completely whoop right out of my head. So since Deanna joined us, I'll mention to her to help me with that. Craziness, right? Right. Happy Monday, Ryan, and thank you for telling me you love it all. I love you too for saying that. You're on the Muppet Christmas Carol. Yes, I helped with that. Usually background. Because when Jim created his Muppets, I wasn't in London when he created them. He was in New York, I believe, and then he shot it in London, and I've always been on the California coast. But later I got to meet him in work. So by then those characters were cast, weren't they? So I did a lot of background characters. A lot of times Jim liked to give me a zebra or a horse because I'm very equine. I love equines. I love horses. And the zebra is because I'm mixed. Not derogatory, not mean, not a racist statement. So stop with that. Just that I think a zebra really sums up my mixture. So I like that. Okay. I have black, half white, and a zebra has got black and white. So I love that. So I played those characters. There's you may be able to find them on YouTube, Muppet Mini Classics. I did several of those with Frank Oz and Brian Henson. Jim was gone by then. But yeah, I've been working with them to do various things. And when you're a Muppeteer, everything is fun. There is no not fun. There is no not fun. There's lots of fun, because you're with some of the top crazies in the business, aren't you? Dave Gold, Steve Whitmire, Kevin Clash, and so on and so forth. Bill Beretta, all these wonderful people that make your life so much fun when you're off camera. That on camera there can only be wonderful things for you to watch. So good people. So yeah, so it's great. It's good to be a puppeteer. Really enjoy your live streams. Your joyful attitude and personality are so refreshing. Thank you, Jill, for saying that. It takes a village. And I just want to say to you, Jill, that I want to thank you for posting in the comments this very thing. Because sometimes when you're in front of the camera, you don't know if people are listening, if they'd rather be outdoors, whatever. So to hear you say that really touches my heart and will make me keep doing them because, it's fun. What was the weight of the suit? So Ryan, the Marshmallow Man has to be one of the lighter suits that has ever been created, and that's because of Billy Bryant, okay? He is an incredible designer, and I wish he would do more, actually, because sometimes things can be very, very heavy. For example, Big Al had a 80-pound head, huge, crazy heavy head. Okay. And then the body weighed extra too to do that. So all the character could do was like this little shuffle. It was so hard to move. And it was rough. But the Marshmallow Man was created with L200 and foam. So here for you guys, since you seem to be interested, I don't want to bore you with stuff, but here is Bill's first concept art for the Marshmallow Man back in 84. We were doing it in 82. So this is actually 82. Here's Bill showing them what the concept art is. And you can see it's a little more square than the one that showed up on the movie, but it's really special, isn't it? It's super cute. He's an amazing foam sculptor. He's always been. And he came up with this concept art, and then we built it. So in the back, you'll see these bags in the back because we had to have white. We had to cover the white so it stayed pure white. So in the foreground, this is me, one of my multi hairstyles, until dreadlocks. Thank God for dreadlocks. That's another story. But here you may be able to see it or not. There is this patterning that we did with a wonderful material called L200. So here is you can see it's 3/4 inches right there. He's got it weighted with his camera. He's got little lettering. It might be hard for you to see there, but you cut the pattern pieces pretty much like a world map. You know how they do a world map and it's flat and it's got those orange slice things like this. This is how you put together the body. Let's see if we have an even better. Here it is here. Whoa. Hey, here we are at our studio building them. And this one's a little bit dirty. So you could it's good that it's a little bit dirty because now you can see. You see how each panel is glued together to make the belly of the Marshmallow Man. Then you'll notice that this picture right here, right there, has that gray. That is fireproof foam, because this is going to be a burning suit. And then it is covered with a fireproof material that we brushed on with a big giant brush or squeegee. We put it on so that the person wearing that outfit would not burn with the suit. Only the suit would burn. All of that is to protect the person inside. And then below are the various arms. So L200 is this stuff. It's the stuff you find in safety knee pads and helmets. If you're a skateboarder or a bicyclist, you know what I'm talking about. This is the fire retardant foam. And then we built it in parts. So here are the Marshmallow Man arms and legs. Okay. Kind of nice to see him all broken down like that to kind of explain to you how he was built, right? Let's see what else we got here for you. Here is Billy in the vest, me in the cowboy hat, Mark, his beautiful beard and hair. He's the most beautiful. And Eric Fiedler, lots about Eric Fiedler later. But we stretched the 100 PPI, meaning that the foam was created with 100 pounds of pressure and makes it stretchy, but very small pores, so that you get that beautiful, smooth Marshmallow Man look. And we had to stretch it, all of us together. So we sprayed it with an adhesive and then stretched it so it had no seams or indications that it was not all, forgive me, all one piece. And then here it's done. Me and Eric smiling as we have a finished Marshmallow Man. This is a front view suit, meaning that the zipper is in the back, like you saw the picture I showed earlier. It's the front view suit, and we're holding it up. But look how light it is. So Ryan, here we are lifting it, just the two of us lifting it up. So that way Bill could move and do things in it that looked sweet and cute when he was walking down the boulevard, being the terrible Marshmallow character that Zool, that Gozer calls up. Yeah. And here I am just in my cowboy hat and my pen. I'm actually tracing out the patterns, and in the background is another body. So you can see that. And here is a 3/4 back suit, meaning the zipper is in the front. And when you see the Marshmallow Man reach up from behind, a 3/4 shot, the camera shoots from the back, and therefore you don't see the zipper. So no matter where they shoot the Marshmallow Man, he looks seamless. And that's how you do it when it's practical, right? Yes. So I hope that answers your question, Ryan. I was happy to answer that because that was a good question. Fun seeing your Ghostbusters pictures. Thank you, Holly. And this is a nice way to celebrate Ghostbusters Afterlife by going back to the film that you all celebrate, including Ghostbusters Afterlife, celebrating this one. Ooh, that's a lot for a Monday, isn't it? Ooh, an Infinity 8, isn't it? Ghostbusters Afterlife, Ghostbusters 84, Ghostbusters Afterlife 84, Afterlife 84. But I'm happy to show these to you because it was great. Oh, I should show you one more, and I'm going to draw your attention to. Well, no, let's save that for later. I changed my mind. I will save that for later. I'll save that for our next Ask Me Anything. So jot down in your notes, if you will. If you want to have more Ghostbuster questions, I'll show you some more pictures later. It won't be this coming Friday because we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. But after that, a week from, what's that date? Let me be forward thinking. I have to watch out because I have this bottle that just wants to, water bottle that just seems to have a mind of its own. Is there a ghost in here? Okay, so just so you know, the broadcast will be, I think it's going to be Friday the 3rd, Friday, December 3rd. So that's the next one. So we're going to skip Thanksgiving Friday, and we're going to go, which is Black Friday, by the way, and you guys may have shopping to do. So we're just going to cut you loose so that you can just go do your thing. And December 3rd, we'll connect again, okay? Yeah, we'll connect again because and it'll be fun. Just put in your notes, Ghostbusters, and you can ask me and say, if you were here today, say, we touched on it Monday. Can we touch on it some more Friday, okay? You know that I'll share it however I can. And Holly, please try and join the Zoom call on Wednesday. You might be busy because you've got kids and amazing husband and everything. I know you told me that your husband Ryan is busy, but if you can be on the call, I'd love for you to weigh in on the Cheshire Cat since you are a Cheshire Cat fan. Okay. All righty. Hey, well, hello there. Good morning, Terry. I can't wait until I can visit you again at Disney Anna's show in Anaheim. I know, right? I really want that to happen. They said it was probably going to be May, but maybe they'll do a February one. And if they do, I'll be there. I support the Disney Anna show and sale because I don't know if I told you this, but Disney Anna brought me on stage shortly after I was an Imagineer. They were the first to bring me on stage to speak to people and let me know that I should be doing this on a regular basis. So now I do. Thank you, Disney Anna fan club people. You're always fun to chat with. For now, I will just have to settle for YouTube streams. Well, and I hope that's enough. Or join the Patreon page. So patreon.com/Terri Hardin. Go and check it out and you can talk to me even more. Our Zoom calls are rather fun, exuberant. Now we have this guy in there, just so you guys know that it's all walks of life, right? His name is Jim and he designs light shows, okay, as a thing. Okay, so now it's not that this is his business. He does it out of love. So he creates, and Christmas is coming. So what do you think he's doing right now? Jim is creating a light show. And on Zoom, he shares with us how he does it, because there's people out there that want to do these cool light shows they see on YouTube, but they have no idea how to do them. So on my Patreon page, when you join the tribe, you can ask Jim and he will break it down, and he will break it down into such technical terms, my eyes cross. Okay. I would rather just hire Jim and have him do one for me, honestly. But if you want to do one, this is the thing that happens. Okay. So you've got how to do a light show from Jim. Then my friend Melissa, she cleans houses and helps you to understand the best way to get certain things. If I have a stain, I ask her. She also can find anything. She is like the ultimate detective. She has found for me some very rare items that I probably should share with you at some point. I couldn't find them anywhere. One is a mug for my husband with the Nautilus on it that he chipped, and he was just heartbroken, and I couldn't find it anyway. And Melissa, as though she mentally manifested it, poof, there it is. So not everyone paints with paint or sculpts with clay or pumpkin sculpts or anything like that. They are artists, all artists. And what an artist's definition is, just so you know, is you're passionate about what you do. So Melissa's very passionate about her cleaning, and it's wonderful to learn from somebody that passionate. So whenever I need, I also told her she's an amazing detective. So you've got her. You notice Janny came here. She is a painter out of Canada, someone who's absolutely brilliant. She came to my retreat, and I did a retreat in 2019 where I brought artists together to learn how to make a living doing what they love. And she was doing okay, but once she joined that retreat, she says it just exploded. And she didn't even need to tell me that. She just brilliantly, I touched something in her brain and boom, there she went. And there's no stopping her now. She, phew. So that's great. So all walks of life. We have Chris McCulley, who is an amazing comic book illustrator, artist, and writer. And when he can, he joins us, and it's wonderful. My dear friend Bruce Lanoyle, who does a lot of Muppet stuff now. So sometimes when he's not busy, he chimes in. So we've got all walks of life is what I'm trying to tell you. People who cook, that's their thing, and they talk to us about certain things. It's just a great group of people. We have a person who's a Disney photographer who can give us shooting tips for ourselves, or tell us where he's going to be if we're going to Disneyland or California Adventure. We go and find him. He's kind of like a Where's Waldo, so people feel in the tribe very excited when they find him, just across the board. So if you want to join the tribe, please consider it. It's a lot of fun for just $5 a month, the base tier. So I hope you'll join us and add your voice to it, because we need you. I also have Portugal, UK, Germany, Australia in the mix too. So it's lovely. And let's not forget little Bella, who is from the UK, and she is, gosh, she must be in college now, because I met her when she was 7. I think she's 11 now, and her opinion is wonderful. So all kinds of walks of life. So I encourage you to join it. Thank you. Yeah, Germany. It's nice. It's nice. But oh wow, Portugal. Oh wow, UK. It's nice to be able to stretch across with this new technology. New technology can be rather annoying for me, but what's lovely about it is that I can talk to you all over the world by just, logging in to StreamYard. So thank you for that. Oh, Michael, you didn't have to. Michael Clark is saying he has a Christmas gift for me. Oh, well, the thought is enough right there. That touches my heart. That just warmed me to the core. Paul, good morning. I always stick around for the credits. I feel like it's a tribute to everyone for all their hard work. That's exactly right. And Paul, they wanted to do that for all of the people that worked on it too. Getting your name in the credits is a coup. But now I think more and more everyone, I hope everyone's getting their name in the credits. You sure sit a while, but to have those Easter eggs at the back is really special to make you watch it. And for those of you who aren't like Paul and myself, who watch it because we care, you watch it because you want to see the Easter eggs. It doesn't matter. I'm glad you're there, and I'm glad more eyes are seeing those credits. One of the things we noticed is there were a lot of people that we didn't recognize in the credits. And then we said, oh, it's shot in Canada. There you go. And Canada is a great place to shoot. Deanna says LOL, and that is true. LOL to Deanna. Oh, I love the Disney Anna show. Get myself into a lot of trouble. Absolutely, Michelle. You say it like everyone. I usually set my table up and then don't walk around, because the minute I do, I find something cool. Like, you see what's sticking out of my head right here? This guy, if I kneel down, this is a Robo Mickey that I absolutely fell in love with. And that Mickey, put the camera on him. Sometimes if you have a question, I can put the camera on it and we'll zoom in closer. But that Robo Mickey, I just fell in love with, and it's hard to part with him. But I found him at a Disney Anna show, and that's exactly what happened to me, Michelle. I could not resist grabbing and scooping him up. Yep. Deanna says, hugs, talk to you Wednesday. Deanna, see you Wednesday. Will you be doing another retreat anytime in the future? Sounds amazing. Yes. In fact, I had people come up to me at the barn. I made an appearance at Walt's Barn. I announced it to you on Friday about me being at Walt's Barn at Griffith Park. And a lot of you came out to say hello. And many of you asked about my Paris retreat that I do, where I meet you in Paris for a price of Gatti. I actually set up, based on anyone who invests in the trip with me, we have a powwow, and we talk about what is it you'd like to see. And we also talk about what you won't see when you go on the Paris trip. Let's say I do another Paris trip. When you go on the Paris trip with me, I take you to places that you would not see. So we don't do Windsor. See, I went to the UK again. We don't do many of the places like the Palace of Versailles or Notre Dame or places like that. We do things in Paris that you would not normally do based on your likes and dislikes. Okay. So I traveled in 2019 with foodies, my favorite people, actually. And we shopped in the markets. Paris is known for some beautiful markets. And you're a wine enthusiast, we do that. If you like champagne, we take you to Champagne, France, places that you may not necessarily go if you were left on your own. A lot of times people can, when you're first time in Paris, you do kind of the touristy things. Well, you can do that, and that's very easy to do that. So what I usually do is tell you, you pay for your flight, bookend around my trip. My trip's about a week. I show you the fun stuff and the interesting, weird, unusual stuff. And then on the outskirts, you get to do things like that. We do visit the Eiffel Tower, because you cannot not go to Paris and not visit the Eiffel Tower. That is something that it's just a sin if you don't get to visit. And if you're a Disney enthusiast, we always work in Disneyland. We'll do like a day or two at Disneyland Paris so you can see my work there. Many people want to see my work there. And then we escape from Disneyland. No, we leave Disneyland and we visit Paris. So if you're interested in that kind of a tour, we're talking about maybe doing that in 2023. I had people walk up and go, when are you going to do it? I think we're going to try and plan for that. Well, we'll see how the pandemic goes, but I'd like to plan for that in 2023. I'm going to reach out to my friends over there. I go to Paris all the time. I love it. And I haven't gotten to go because of the pandemic, so I miss them. But we'll do a tour. And if you want to join us, it's very limited. It's about 6 people. That's it. So 3 couples plus me or whatever. And the reason we do it like that is because we want it to be about you. And we did this in 2019, and the couples that we took said that they would have liked to have a day. They didn't think, it was their first time in Paris, they didn't think they would want to have a day where they could just explore Paris themselves. Even though I said they would, they realized afterwards that they should have listened to me and gave themselves time to explore Paris, because you can sit and have a coffee, a cafe au lait, a cafe American, or you can, a croissant. You can just enjoy the Paris life, and it's really beautiful there and fun. Or you can wake up to the bells of a church nearby. All of this is a possibility if you don't pack everything in. We did, it was requested, but now they say that in the next one, I should do this. As far as the retreat you're speaking of, Michelle, the way that works is you come to me on a Friday night or a Saturday morning. We spend the weekend together. Okay. I reserve a cabin, which was donated by a very dear friend of mine, We were up in a cabin in the woods, and we met on Friday, and then we spend Saturday all day, back half of Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. If you have to be to work on Monday, you would leave Sunday night. Otherwise, we leave Monday morning. We are together that whole time, and we have various rooms where you get to sleep, obviously in a bed, and then we break bread together. We have dinner, we have discussions. So it's not all work. It's just getting to know about it. It's limited to only 10 people. Because I want to be able to work with you in a tight situation. I have 1 or 2 speakers talk to you about what you are interested in. And once you decide to sign up, you can be a part of it. So many people are asking me to do that. It runs about $2,000 a person. So when you come, it's a couple of grand, but it's worth it because you get me and we talk specifically about you and which direction you want to go. And if you don't think it works, ask Janny, because wow. So if you're interested, save up now. And I don't know if I'll do it in 2022. The challenge with the pandemic is it's kind of moving like a concertina, right? It's we're good, we're bad, we're good, we're bad, we're good, we're bad. So I don't want to schedule anything until I'm sure you guys can make it. I don't want you guys to feel like, so there's time. Okay. And you can, if you want to do this, like you, Michelle, you can say 2023 would work because you can save up for it. And I give you opportunities to do that. Okay. Thank you for asking that question. That's a beautiful question. A retreat on a cruise ship could be, see, you got great ideas, girl. We could do that. Yes. It could be a bit more pricey, but we could do it, especially if it's a Disney cruise ship. Yes. Yes. Doesn't have to be Disney, though. You did not say Disney cruise ship, did you? Okay. Well, that's amazing. So, guys, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for posting in the comments. Thank you for chatting with me today. I know you could be outside enjoying the weather, but the fact that you're inside with me for an hour and a half just touches my heart, and I want to thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. This Friday, I will not be broadcasting, but if you want to join the tribe, you can do a Zoom call. If not, I'll see you a week from today, because I will be back in the saddle again, and talking to you yet again. And then December 3rd is our Ask Me Anything Friday. Guys, have a lovely Thanksgiving. Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. And thank you so much for being a part of this with me. See, she's thinking that Disney cruise thing. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. Could be good. Could be really good. All right, guys. Hugs and loves. Happy Thanksgiving. I will see you a week from today. Kisses to you. Be well. I wish you all the best. My heart's with you. Bless you all. Talk to you soon.